Hello, Revere, and welcome to the August edition of the Revere Senior News. Today, our guest, my co-host, but he's going to be a guest today too, Steve Fielding is going to shuttle his way in. And the reason I use the word shuttle, because he will explain it to you. So go right ahead, Steve.
Okay, thank you, Morris. So we're going to talk about the shuttle service that we have at the Senior Center.
Right.
We're going to talk about a brand new van that is being customized right now. But before we get into that conversation, what I would like to do is just update the folks on what's happening in August.
Yep.
And hopefully give some key dates and key information. There's a couple that I might talk about that are in September, but I think it's worth mentioning. Okay, so we have plenty of discussion time.
Go right ahead.
This is going to be our sole focus. So I just want people to realize that in August, we have the Senior Book Club, which takes place every third Thursday of the month. And this month in August, it will be the 16th. You don't have to call up. Janice Van Hoekeman runs the book club. We have about 9 people, Morris, and they read books, and from 2:30 to 3:30 they meet. They're always looking for new people. If you like to read, you don't even have to go to the library to get the books. She brings the books based on discussions on what people may like to read, and they discuss it at the next meeting, and they always have a nice cup of coffee and cookies or whatever it is. So it's a nice thing to do.
Right.
The other thing I want people to realize that every month we have a special monthly luncheon. You're a part of that every month, and it's a great thing. You know, and beside you being the entertainer with the music, we have live entertainment. Not that you're dead or anything, but we have actual live
I've got you close to that.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. But I want people to realize that August 23rd is our August special monthly lunch, and we have a generational group of entertainers. We have Joey Bebop, and if people know who he is, they realize that he sings a lot of 50s and 60s songs. He's bringing his son, and his name is the Little Bopper, and he's bringing his father, whose name is Daddy-O. So given those names of those 3 performers, you got to believe that it's 50s music for the most part, right? So the thing I want people to realize who normally come down to the Senior Center every month is that this particular lunch for August is going to start at 11:30.
The Joey Bebop one?
Yeah, the Joey Bebop one, because they have another gig later in the afternoon. So I wanted him down to the Senior Center to perform. People like him. So we figured we'd start up a little bit earlier than normal. Normally we have lunch at 12 and entertainment at 1. We're going to combine lunch and entertainment at 11:30. All right? Carol Donovan, you know Carol. She was our guest a couple of months ago.
Great nurse.
Great nurse. She usually comes down twice a month. In August, she'll be down on August 2nd and August 16th for blood pressure and individual consultations. Yes, sir.
You have another thing going on August the 2nd. You want to expand on that?
August the 2nd? Are you talking about the ice cream thing?
Right.
Yeah, I just spoke with Jay Higgins at Congresswoman Clark's office. She's our congressional representative, and she is going to host an ice cream social on August 2nd. It's going to be actually the dessert with the meal of that day, and the meal of that day, so people might want to come down and sign up for that, for August 2nd is macaroni and cheese, carrots, whole wheat bread. We're going to check off that applesauce and get that right out of there because we'll be having ice cream sundaes. So call up the Senior Center at 781-286-8156. Make your reservation the day before, August 2nd, and we'll be glad to meet you and greet you, and everybody will have a great time.
Yeah, Carol Donovan, can you repeat those dates again?
I sure will. She will be there
August the 2nd.
August 2nd and August 16th.
August, thank you.
Usually there at 11 o'clock to 12.
Right.
All right. We have Mary Marino, who is our hearing specialist. She's been coming for years. She will be there August 23rd at approximately 10 o'clock. She does the hearing tests. She'll fix your hearing aids and talk to you about any other hearing issues you might have. We have a monthly podiatry clinic with Dr. Kaplan. He is there on the first Wednesday of every month, and he will be there on August 1st. And just to let people know, we do have a Shine counselor. She takes appointments, usually 4 every Monday. And you have to call the senior center to make an appointment with our Shine counselor. If you don't know what Shine means, it's serving the health information needs of everyone, particularly in Medicare and related over 65 health products. And Barry Olevsky is a trained and certified Shine counselor, and she's certified by the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. So call the senior center ahead of time. All right. Before we get into the shuttle stuff, we
got 2 things too, the Golden Gala and the shuttle.
Yeah, first I want to tell people starting August 1st, we're adding another class of chair yoga. Bibiana Gomez is our instructor. She has been teaching on Fridays only between 11:15 a.m. and 12:15 p.m. We have now added chair yoga for Wednesdays, same time, 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. So she'll be teaching 2 classes of chair yoga.
That's downstairs or upstairs?
It's upstairs, upstairs. The other thing is the Golden Gala. As you know, we've been selling tickets for the Golden Gala. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a celebration of seniors. It costs $10. It's going to be an Italian buffet catered by Domeno's. Alan LaBella is our DJ. And it will be held at St. Anthony's Church, Lower Hall. Parking in the rear, plenty of ample parking. Easy access, 1 level from the parking lot into the lower church hall. Thank you, Father George. Thank you, Marianne, for giving the opportunity to us to use that big hall. Tickets are on sale, right?
Yep.
Roseanne Colanino and Marianne Fiore are selling tickets every day at the Senior Center between 9 and 12. You have to purchase the tickets in advance. You have to be over 60, and you can pay cash, or you can write a check, but it has to be made out to the city of Revere. And our cutoff date is September 9th.
Right, and you got to be 60 and over.
Right. We've done this 2 years ago. We do it every other year.
Right, now one thing a lot of people have asked me, if you need a caregiver, you also got to buy a ticket for the caregiver.
Right, there are some people who have what they call a PCA, Personal Care Attendant.
Right.
And we have several people at the Senior Center that require that, and they certainly can purchase a ticket for that. The only other thing that I want to mention.
Oh, yes, one thing you do, you got to provide your own transportation.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yes, definitely. I want to mention something that's coming up in September, and I mention it because it's a big event. It's the 2018 Bocce Bowl, and what that is the Revere seniors versus the Chelsea seniors in a bocce tournament. We had our first Bocce Bowl last year in September, and it went down to the wire after 5 hours of play, over 90 players. Chelsea won by 1 point.
That's September 28th?
Nope, it's September 8th.
September.
It's a Saturday. It will take place at Volk Park. If you don't know where that is, it's down the street on the right-hand side from the Newbridge Cafe. We'll be doing a lot of advertising in the next month about this tournament. It was really a lot of fun, and it's a great partnership with the Chelsea Recreation and Cultural Department and the Chelsea Senior Center. They're great people. We started this last year, and it's going to continue, and people had a ball. There'll be food provided. There'll be some games. We'll have music by DJ George. There are restrooms there. We'll have all kinds of soda, water, food donated by Mystic Valley Elder Services, and it will be a great time. There'll be ice cream trucks, all kinds of stuff. So I just wanted to get all that stuff out of the way.
Okay, now you want to come shuttle yourself in?
I'm going to shuttle myself in. Now, we have a shuttle, and when I say shuttle, I mean a shuttle van. And it's a shuttle van service, right? You take it.
Right.
It's a lifesaver, isn't it?
Oh, you bet. There's no other way I would get to the senior center.
Well, I mention this because in my tenure over the last 5 years, a little over 5 years now, we've had 2 senior shuttle vans. Currently, we have a 2015 8-passenger Ford 350 van that we use. And last summer, we got a 5-passenger van donated by Dennis Cataldo of Cataldo Ambulance, and that's a 5-passenger van. Transportation is foremost a priority for the senior center because a lot of seniors, like yourself, don't drive anymore. And they need to get either to and from the senior center or to and from their appointment to a doctor, the MGH, the BI, the dentist, Market Basket, Stop and Shop, a hairdresser, whatever it might be, the bank, and they need to be picked up and go back. And what somebody has to do is register. They have to fill a contact information form in person at the senior center. We do go out to certain places like the Satter House, Hyman Towers, Liston Towers to sign people up. And you have to buy an initial book of tickets for $10. And each coupon in that booklet is worth $1. So your ride from your home to the senior center is $1. Your ride back home from the senior center is $1. Same thing with the local stores. We make 2 runs, Morris, as you know. On Wednesdays, we have drivers that go to Walmart and Square One Mall, usually at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. We have 2 drivers. Why don't you tell us about the 2 drivers? I know you use the senior center a lot. What do you think of the 2 drivers?
I think they're terrific. I mean, I'd like to say thank you to Jimmy Carlton, who really did a job saving me when I fell.
You fell right outside of the van
right,
in front of your house.
Yep, and I want to thank, I would like to personally thank the Department of Public Works and Mayor Arrigo for the beautiful job they did to fix the places so that I could have access to my home, because it was tough to go up that mountain.
Right.
And I do mean mountain.
Yeah. Well, let's mention the other driver.
Dennis.
Dennis Garante.
Yep, he's terrific.
Yep, so we have 2 drivers.
And you yourself are a driver.
I have driven. I may have driven people crazy.
Well, what
they call me a cowboy out there, but I don't think so. But in any event, on occasion I do drive.
Well, no, when you drive me crazy, it's not bad. It's a short trip.
It's a short trip.
Right.
No, but I mention the drivers because it's very important. But I want people to realize that this is not like the MBTA ride service. This is not one-on-one service. You have to be somewhat mobile. We do make somewhat exceptions. They are wheelchair accessible, but you have to be flexible. You know, Morris, when you want to go home, sometimes there's 5, 6, 7 people in the van at the same time boarding as you. Everybody's going to different places, right? Everybody needs to get there ASAP. I have to go first. I have to sit in the front. I don't like this seat. I don't like the strap. It's too tight. Whatever it is.
Well, you know how old people are. You're going to be old someday yourself, you know.
Sometimes I feel that way now. But I tell people that, you know, because we're not one-on-one service, and I'm being serious about this, you have to be somewhat flexible, because I might be driving you home, and Joe Schmo, who's sitting beside you, might be going to his home. So we try to make it convenient. We do the east side of Revere maybe first,
right,
or we do the west side of Revere first. If we have 2 drivers, we try to split it. We might drop off somebody as we drive you home, but we also might pick somebody up to drive them home as we're driving you home.
Right.
So there has to be some flexibility. And I say to people all the time, the numbers are spiked. We probably serve over 300 rides a week, Morris. That's a hell of a lot of rides. And, you know, they're duplicates and because we get more or less the same people that use it all the time, but we're getting a lot of newer people. We get a lot of people that don't even come to the senior center.
Because they don't know about the senior center.
No, they know about it. They know about it.
Not quite.
Here's an example, okay? The Satter House, okay, houses over 300 seniors. Now, a lot of them can't drive, so they now use the senior shuttle. They have a lot of activities there for seniors. They have a lot of in-house things. Some of them do come down for some of the things we have, but they do take advantage of the senior shuttle. And I'm okay with that because, you know what, we're here to serve seniors across the city, not just the ones that come to the senior center. And it's a great service for any senior. So I do welcome them. So we do go out, like I said, Camille Pacini-Ciambelli, who is our program coordinator, recently went to the Satter House, and in 2 hours she signed up 18 new people. The numbers are spiking tremendously. There's a lot of need for transportation, which is my segue into what we're doing now with the new van.
Right. So tell us about the new van, which is going to hold how many people to begin with?
So I ordered a new van in July, and it's being customized as we're talking and expected to be ready at some point in September. It is a 14-passenger, 2-wheelchair accessible van. It's a 2019 F450 van. And so it is going to be a tremendous help to service people in Revere.
I have a question on that one. With the 2 wheelchairs that you're going to have, will Jimmy and Dennis and yourself know how to fasten the wheelchairs, because they do have the brackets on the
Yeah,
floor? Are
they
gonna
do
get
have the
tra-
brackets, and the nice thing about this wheelchair is it's the most up-to-date one you can purchase at this point in time. It's got all the bells and whistles, and it's got an enhanced, what they call claw system.
Right,
And what it does is it grasps the wheels or the rim
right.
of the wheelchair, so it doesn't bounce around.
So the patient can sit right in the wheelchair. He don't have to get out of the wheelchair.
No, they could sit right in the wheelchair. There will be an opportunity for them to sit in a chair if they don't want to do that.
Right.
Now, the thing is, it's a 14-passenger wheelchair, okay? I mean, excuse me.
2 passengers.
It's a 14-passenger van. However,
Right.
when you have a wheelchair, you have to lift the last 2 seats up to be able to fit 1 or 2. So you lose 2 seats,
Right.
okay, as a result of being able to store it.
So if you want to have 14 people, they got to sit in their wheelchair then.
Yeah. Well, you do lose the 2 seats, regardless
Right.
of whether they're
So
sitting
yeah,
in them
yeah,
or not.
you have the 12 seats plus the 2 wheelchairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But it's a great thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, the thing is, people, I think, more and more appreciate the service. I mean, I wrote in the here's the newsletter. Okay, this is the August newsletter.
Yep.
My top article. I always write something about what's going on, and I talk about the new shuttle van and what it does. And I say in here that we're very, very lucky in Revere to have this low-cost, affordable service for seniors. $1 each way is nothing, except for the mall. I mean, if you go to the mall or you go to Walmart, it's $2 each way.
Oh, so that's $4.
Yeah,
total.
yeah, which is still a bargain. I mean, surrounding communities, I don't want to name names of other communities, but there are other senior centers. One, they only have one senior center shuttle, and 2, they only have the service certain days. And if you went on a senior center website in a surrounding community, or on their website, or looked at their newsletter, they charge almost double what we do. So it is a great low-cost, affordable service for them. One of the things I definitely want to express is that when we do take people to Market Basket or Stop and Shop, it's getting to the point where somebody might go to Stop and Shop or Market Basket. You're supposed to only take 1 bag or 2 if you can carry it. I picked up a lady last week, and she knows the rules and regs. She came out with a shopping cart, and she had 2 cases of olive oil in glass bottles and 5 huge bags. I mean, come on. That means that me as a driver and the people that are on there are squeezed in tight because there's not enough room to put this stuff. And then I'm certainly not going to let a senior off on the sidewalk with all this stuff. All right? So I'm going to carry it up to her doorstep so she can get it in the house. What that does is delay people from getting home when they need to. Say you had to be home for a nurse, and we picked up this lady on the way, and she was really close, and I wanted to drop her off. Then I'd have to spend extra time doing that for her and jeopardizing your appointment. So I ask people that if you're going to go to Market Basket or Stop and Shop, please be able to take your 1 or 2 bags and be able to carry it yourself.
So 2 bags is the most you should have.
Well, I do say 1, and I do realize that 1 bag isn't going to contain a lot of things for somebody's shopping needs. So I mean, we don't mind helping people, but you can inconvenience others and make it at their expense. You know what I mean? You have to be a little considerate about that. Pickup times and drop-offs. That's very important to talk about. If we're picking you up at 10:30 because you have an 11 o'clock appointment at the doctor or the hairdresser, or you need to get to the bank, so we say, okay, we'll pick up at 10:30. We say, please be ready by 10 down at your door, because there has to be some flexibility. We're picking up other people on the way and dropping them off, like I said. So we can't have the drivers out there And we can't be calling people. We do call people because a lot of times they're not ready. So they're using their cell phones to say, can you come down? We're ready. We've been out in the door waiting for you. It's time to go. And I realize it takes some people a little bit longer to get out the door. So we ask that you do come down to the outside door and wait for the driver. We're pretty good about timeliness, don't you think?
I think you're excellent.
Yeah, I think the drivers are really sensitive to
Well, I've
people's
seen Jimmy
needs.
take the seniors that are a little disabled right to the door to make sure they're safe. The same for Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, you know yourself that a lot of people that we have coming now use walkers, and a lot of times, we'll ask them to wait. We'll help them out of their seat, but we have to go in the back of the van, right? Pull out those walkers and have it ready for them, so when they get down the stairs.
I got to tell you, Dennis and Jimmy do that all the time.
I know it. It's a good thing. They're
But
great.
now they're going to have the wheelchair with them.
I know. We don't use a lot of people. We don't pick up a lot of people and use the lift for the wheelchairs that often.
Except the ones that have to go to like Spalding or the hospital or somewhere like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think out of all the people that we pick up, I think there's like 3, maybe 4 people that use wheelchairs.
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah. At this point in time, I think that'll probably increase.
I was going to say that because now that they have access, they'll use it.
I will tell you, there was a time, probably a couple of years ago, when we had people who, when you get older, a lot of times you can't lift your legs to get up into the steps. You can't bend your knees. Well, we were lifting people up on the wheelchair lift into the van that could walk. They just couldn't lift their legs to get up,
Right.
into the van. So we did that. The only thing about these vans, is they're wonderful, and this is going to have all kinds of electronic stuff. I don't think they provide enough storage for these wheelchairs. There's just not a lot of space. These things are, if you have 3 or 4 people with walkers, and even if you fold them up, they bounce around a little bit. You've experienced that.
Yeah, but the walkers that I got from the Brockton, from the VA, they fold up to almost 0. So, I mean, they're pretty good.
Now, I do want to tell people that initially, like I said, you do have to come into the senior center to register. Now, once you get your initial book, we have your contact and your emergency contact information. That's key. I mean, I've had an accident with the van with people in it. We've had people falling, even if they're buckled up, or if they decide to unbuckle, they go flying, And if, God forbid, somebody got hurt, we need to call their next of kin or whoever their emergency person is. That's why we have you come in and do this. Or when we go out to the Satter House or Liston Towers or Hyman or Friendly Gardens to sign people up, we bring these forms because that's most important. The other thing I want to let people know who might be watching that currently use the van is that please never get up in the van when he's driving it or even if he's at a stoplight, because you could go flying. These vans, even though they're great and they have good springs, the roads are tough around Revere.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of wear and tear, a lot of stop and go. People tend to try to beat the van by jumping in front of it. You could go flying and really hurt yourself. We had a woman that fell, a couple of weeks ago, and she scraped her head. She decided to change seats. If you want to do that, talk to the driver first, because we've already buckled you in, and we do buckle you in for a reason. I know people don't like that. They feel like a little kid, but we don't want anyone to get hurt.
I have something that has nothing to do with what we talked about. If you can give me a minute or two. Someone asked me this question.
Of course.
To the seniors out there, what to do if your credit card or wallet is stolen, and this is very good. The first step is something you should do is to make sure you have photographed everything that you got in your wallet, both front and back. And if it is stolen and you need a new Social Security card, I have a number here for you folks to call, and I'm going to be brief on this. It's 1-800-269-0271. 1-800-269-0271. If you need a new Social Security card, call that number. But if your wallet or credit card is stolen, also call that number. They'll help you. That's all I wanted to say, Steve.
Oh, that's okay.
I got a whole lot of other things, but I'll have to save it for another show.
All right. I did want to let people know about the shuttle service. We, again, I just want one more thing. We start our outside appointments at 10 o'clock pickups. Your last pickup is 3 o'clock. We have to get back. The traffic is incredibly tough these days in Revere with a lot of infrastructure work. School is coming back in session soon. So there's a lot of traffic going on. So we have to make sure that we get the people home by 3:30 tops, and so the drivers can get back on time, because we have to get them back in before closing time. The other thing is the shuttle will not operate on holidays or weekends. And in the winter, our cancellation policy is that if the Revere public schools are closed due to snow or inclement weather, the senior center is closed to the public. The staff does go in, but it's closed to the public during inclement snowstorms, etc. And there will be no shuttle operating during that time. But you can be assured that you should call ahead of time to make shuttle arrangements for pickups. A lot of times people are calling now a day ahead and it's booked. I mean, that's how bad, I shouldn't say it's bad, that's how busy it is. The schedule's tough to maintain. We have 3 women in the office, Marisa, Camille, and Marianne, who take the appointments. They work closely with the drivers, and they try to accommodate everybody. It's not easy. People get frustrated, they demand, and we do try to accommodate you. You have to be a little understanding. It gets full really fast, you know, and sometimes people call it the day of the appointment or the day they want to go out. Why can't you drop me off? I know you're coming to pick this one up at this location. Yeah, but they may be picking up other people on the way, so they might have a full van, and just because they're going to your place of residence, which might be a senior complex, right? Even though they're there, you can't say, well, I can just jump on, you can leave. Where I want to go. They might be getting other people on the way.
We got about a minute and a half, so before we close, I want to say one thing. If you're coming down to the senior center for lunch, you got to call the day before.
Yeah. It's $1.50 for the lunch, as you know.
Right.
And you call a day ahead, that's all you have to do.
Can you also call early in the morning on the day that you're coming, or you have to?
I'll have to say yes, because we do accommodate people in that way, and that's our job. We try to make it easier for people. If you forget to call the day before, try to call by 9, please.
Okay.
A lot of times I have to defrost things ahead of time. Sometimes it's hard to defrost things that quickly. We start cooking like 10:30 or whatever. So
Okay.
it's only fair to the people in the kitchen.
So I'd like to say now, before we close to the people, because we got about a minute left, I want to say I hope the people of Revere got some good knowledge of what we do at the Senior Center. And I want to say thank you all out there for listening, and thank you to our troops who serve overseas. God bless them and take care of them. The next time, I got a load of things that are free for senior citizens, restaurants and things, and discounts and age limits. You're going to love to watch our next show.
And I want to thank you for what you do at the Senior Center, playing music,
Oh.
making people happy.
Most of them.
Most of them. I ask people, if you're not familiar with the Senior Center, please come on down. Go to revere.org/elder affairs. There's a walkthrough video of the Senior Center. Come down and see what we have for seniors. If you have a need to check out our newsletter, it's located in many retail stores, at City Hall, the library, the banks, those kind of places. So come on down.